She left you, just like that, gone, no warning, no explanation, and now she's back. But before your heart jumps and your mind runs wild with possibilities, let me ask you something. Would Marcus Aurelius chase someone who once chose to walk away? Or would he pause, reflect, and ask, what changed? And what does it say about her? Because this moment right now isn't about romance. It's about power, clarity, and your emotional discipline. In today's video, we'll unpack what to do when she returns after walking away, through the eyes of Stoicism, female psychology, and your future self. If you watch until the end, you might never look at this kind of situation the same way again. Let's begin. 1. The emotional storm vertical bar, why she left and why she's back. Let's not sugarcoat it. When someone you care about walks away, it feels like the ground gets pulled out from under you. It's not just the loss of a person, it's the collapse of a story you were still living in. You start questioning everything. You wonder, was I not enough? Was it something I said? Something I missed? It triggers that deep, ancient fear of abandonment. It shakes your ego, and it pokes at that vulnerable part of you, your inner child, who still aches to feel chosen, safe, and wanted. But this is where Stoicism whispers a powerful truth. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. The pain you feel often grows not from what actually happened, but from what you think it means. Now let's look at her side. Women don't usually leave on a whim. More often than not, it's because something felt off, or because she believed she could find something better. At the time, that belief probably felt justified. But here's the twist. Reality always arrives. That freedom she craved, not as freeing as she imagined. Those new dates, exciting at first, but lacking depth, care, or substance. The grass on the other side, more like artificial turf. And so, she starts remembering you. Not the version she left, but the one who brought stability, warmth, and a sense of emotional safety. Nostalgia creeps in like fog. She replays the good moments, edits out the bad, and wonders, did I make a mistake? That's when she texts, or calls, or suddenly appears. But here's the question you must ask, silently, in your mind. Is she coming back because she truly sees my value now? Or is she just disappointed in the fantasy she chased? Uncomfortable question, right? Not exactly something you bring up between sips of coffee. But this is your first challenge, not just as a man, but as a Stoic man. To pause, to resist the emotional flood, and to observe reality for what it is, not what your emotions hope it to be. Because what comes next will define your power. 2. The crucial crossroads vertical bar. Respond, don't react. So, she's back. She's texting again. Maybe she's dropping subtle hints. Or maybe she just flat out says, I miss you. Your heart jumps, your mind races. You start remembering the good times, the chemistry, the intimacy, and deep down, that part of you that's been quietly waiting for her lights up like a flare. But pause right there. This moment, this exact moment, is where most men fall. Why? Because they react instead of responding. A reaction is impulsive. It's driven by emotion, by fear, by desire. A response is thoughtful, intentional, rooted in clarity, not longing. This is where Stoicism shines. It reminds us, control what you can, accept what you cannot, and above all, master your inner state. Now let's be real. You might still feel the urge to welcome her back with open arms. That's normal. You're human. But here's the question you must ask yourself. Do I actually want her back? Or am I just afraid of being alone? Because loneliness can sound a lot like love if you're not grounded. Stoics don't make decisions to soothe temporary emotions. They make choices based on principle and purpose. So take a moment to step back and assess. Has she changed? Or just gotten bored? Has she taken accountability for walking away? Or just slipped back in like nothing happened? Has your life grown in her absence? Or are you still frozen in time, waiting? And here's a humorous but sobering thought. If your ex was a car that broke down and left you stranded in the rain, would you jump back in just because it showed up in your driveway again? Exactly. You don't need to be cold or distant. You just need to be disciplined. Because this crossroads isn't just about love, it's about self-respect.
Respond. Don't react. Let your mind lead, not your emotions, because in this moment, your silence may reveal more power than any word ever could. 2. Continued vertical bar, test, don't trust. Just because she's come back doesn't mean everything resets. Trust isn't a light switch, it's a slow rebuild. This isn't about being bitter, it's about emotional intelligence. Think of trust like a secure gate. When she walked away, she lost the access code. Now that she's returned, she has to earn her way back in, not waltz through like nothing happened. That doesn't mean you become cold, rude, or play manipulative games. It means you become discerning, aware of what's real and what's just comforting noise. Observe her behavior over time. Don't be distracted by sweet words or nostalgia. Look for alignment between what she says and what she does. Does she respect your boundaries? Does she support your independence? Is she consistent even when things aren't easy? Here's the cliffhanger. If she came back because she missed you, will she stay when she realizes you no longer need her? This is the moment your self-worth becomes your compass. Not emotion, not fantasy, not hope. Because testing the connection isn't punishment, it's protecting your peace. 3. You set the terms vertical bar, the power has shifted. Let's flip the script. She left, you didn't beg, you didn't chase. You didn't collapse under the weight of rejection. You faced it, felt it, and grew from it. Now she's back. And here's the twist most men don't realize. The power dynamic has shifted. You're not the same man she walked away from. And this isn't about revenge or dominance, it's about clarity and control. When someone returns, most men hand over the reins. They revert to old patterns, eager to rebuild, to resume, to repair. But not you. This time, you set the terms. What kind of connection do you want? What values are non-negotiable now? What red flags will you never ignore again? See, the Stoic doesn't fear love, he just refuses to let it blind him. You're not here to prove your worth. You're here to protect your peace, guard your energy, and build something real, or nothing at all. A woman who truly wants to return and stay will respect your new terms. She'll welcome your standards. She won't flinch when you say, "This is who I am now." Because a man who has healed is no longer a man who settles. Here's a pattern interrupt for you. You don't put the same password on a door someone once slammed. Let that sink in. This is your defining moment. Not when she left, not when she came back, but now, when you get to choose, not chase. So ask yourself, am I letting her back in because it serves my soul, or just because it soothes my scars? Because here's the truth. If she truly values you now, she'll rise to meet the new version of you. The man who's no longer moved by emotion, but guided by purpose. And if she doesn't, you'll walk calmly, peacefully like a Stoic, knowing you didn't lose something. You protected everything. 3. Continued vertical bar, your peace, her presence. At the end of it all, strip away the emotions, the history, the what-ifs, and ask yourself one simple question. Is her presence more valuable than my peace? That question alone can save you from years of confusion and emotional detours. See, the Stoic doesn't seek revenge. He doesn't need closure in the form of chaos. His power comes from indifference, not bitterness. You show strength not by slamming the door, but by leaving it open and simply choosing not to walk through it again. Your greatest flex, that your life didn't fall apart without her. It got better, stronger, clearer. You didn't wait, you evolved. Now, if she returns and genuinely wants to add to your growth, that's worth listening to. But if her energy brings confusion, drama, or emotional unrest, you owe it to your future to walk away with grace, not guilt. And here's the cliffhanger insight. Sometimes, the universe doesn't bring someone back to reunite you, but to test if you've truly leveled up. Pass the test. Your peace is not up for negotiation. So what should you do when she comes back? Stay centered, stay grounded, stay sovereign. Don't rush, don't fall, don't fantasize. A Stoic man sees reality as it is, not as he wishes it to be. And in that clarity, he finds freedom. If this message hit you deep, or if you've lived through this story yourself, drop a comment and share your experience. You're not alone. Subscribe now for more Stoic wisdom, psychological truths, and modern dating clarity, because your peace of mind is the ultimate power move. And remember, she may have walked away, but you never lost yourself.